got, okay, how many of you guys remember when Raz and Darling Straub got dropped from makeshift people that were doing their merch? You guys remember this was like several months back. Rev and Darling Straub got dropped by this company called Makeshift that was working on the merch. Apparently, Makeshift has dropped another VTuber. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if it's another like ideology thing or something, but another VTuber has been dropped from Makeshift and Leaflit's covering it. And I'm kind of curious what happened here. So let's check out Leaflit's report on what's happened here with this. Why did Makeshift drop Red? Because Rev does news and Rev gives his opinion, and it was an opinion that did not jive with Makeshift's ideology, I guess. Like, I don't think they ever definitively defined why they dropped him. Yeah, they basically they dropped Rev because I think of ideology reasons or something, and then because they dropped Rev, Darling Straub said, "Cool, I'm out too," and they both fucked off. Yeah, it essentially, yeah, it's basically like the advanced GG thing, effectively speaking. So let's see what happened with this other VTuber that got dropped.
Okay, guys, the first thing here on the list, guys, these dickheads are at it once more. We have here with the post over here by Celestium. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for the support during my Makeshift campaign. By the way, I ordered that shit. I ordered that shit here. I have fucking proof. I fucking ordered this thing. Exciting news, Leaflit. Celestium is finalizing their prototype. Anyway, Celestium says, thank you so much for your support during my Makeshift campaign. Unfortunately, earlier today, I was informed that Makeshift will not...
Hang on. I am being very obtrusive on Leaflit. I think that'll be safe. I think, cause like there's chats all over the place, so this is good. When this pops up on YouTube, this is gonna look all shades of fucked up, but fuck it, we bowl.
Not be going through the campaign despite successfully funding the campaign with over 200 supporters. As of my Discord announcement this morning, they said I violated community creator guidelines based on unspecified tweets. All campaign contributions will be refunded. Please reach out to Makeshift if your refund is not processed. Thank you so much for your continued support. God bless you all, says Celestium.
Yeah, so basically it's the same fucking thing. It's Rev all over again, both with Makeshift and Advanced GG. Unspecified tweets. It's basically they were nannying the person that they're working with on Makeshift. And they don't even tell her what it was. Unspecified tweets. Like what? Yeah, they want... So what it boils down to is, what are the chances that she said something that the SJRs didn't approve of, found out that she's working with Makeshift, and then brigaded the fuck out of Makeshift and said, hey, why are you working with an istophobe? We don't like that. Even though we are never going to buy your products in the first place, we don't like that you're working with this person who basically is going against our hive mind in some way, shape, or form. We don't even fucking know what. And Makeshift basically bent the fucking knee. They bent the knee and said, okay, we're sorry, we'll get rid of her right away. Please don't hurt us. This is, and what's going to happen with Makeshift after this? How many other content creators that are working with Makeshift, with this story being broadcast now, how many other content creators currently working with this company are going to have second thoughts and go, you know what? Maybe Makeshift is not the company to go with if they're just going to drop me for the tiniest fucking thanks. Yeah, it's why Gamer Subs is successful. It's why Uwu Market is successful. It's why all these, it's why all of these other companies that work with creators are successful, because they don't fucking care. They're there to make money. They're not there to espouse an ideology. If someone wants to get a wild hair up their ass about ideology or something, they're like, We don't care. You don't want to buy our shit? That's fine. There's 100 people lined up behind you that are more than happy to buy our shit. Kindly fuck off. Which is how a business is supposed to run. You don't bow to the people that are not going to buy your shit in the first place. You care about the people that are actually buying your shit. And companies like Advanced and Makeshift are basically just cowering before a whole mess of people that aren't going to be buying their stuff in the first place. They were not paying customers to begin with. And they just showed every content creator that was considering working with them that they shouldn't work with them because they will actually bow down to the non-paying customers versus the paying customers. They don't care about the paying customers. They care about the non-paying ideologues. And why would any content creator even think about partnering up with a company that does that?
Right. And you can see, like, I once support, dude, me too. I have supported makeshift campaigns before for my friends because, like, you know, obviously I how do I what the heck what it is like I've supported their campaigns as well, and I'm sure many of you guys have as well. What did she say?
I wonder why. It's I can tell you why. Is because number one, the people running these companies are idiots. They are ideologues themselves, and they care more about being on the quote right side of history than actually doing what a business is supposed to do and make money. That's why they're letting ideology take supersede monetary gain. And I'm sorry, you're in a business. If you want to pontificate and you want to like live off of your ideals, then hand the business over to someone who actually wants to make money. Because that is the entire purpose of a business in the first place. You start a business not to be purely altruistic. You can be altruistic if you have a business and you want to be altruistic, you can do that, but altruism has to be secondary, possibly even far secondary to making money in the first place.
She said that she said her typical she said the typical truth fact-based thing to say, regardless of how you feel about trans stuff. She said that men cannot become women.
That?
That's it. That's all she said.
Oh, is that it?
And they fucking said, you know what? Fuck that shit. Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff, basically.
Oh my
but it's
God.
mostly just like, typical conservative, like, religious stuff. That's all she said. Yeah, and they're
of course,
according to them, hateful. So it's just all the stuff that she said on X, which is, she hasn't said anything like really inflammatory at all. Anyway, she says here, I've once supported Makeshift, and let me know in chat how many of you guys have bought a plushie from Makeshift, because I know for a fact that I have. For previous things, I bought. I did it mostly to support my friends, but I've bought Makeshift plushies. Makeshift has reached out to me to make plushies as well, right? So anyway, it is heartbreaking to share this news with you since we all worked so hard to bring this together. More doors will open. I have no doubt we'll be able to move past this. Trina, thank you so much for the bits. There was an unrelated Makeshift campaign that was considered backing, which had about 3 days left. And once they dropped Rev and Straw, so they lost at least one sale instantly. Yep. And it's like I said, guys.
Oh yeah,
these companies,
they lost a lot of sales.
They hate you, and I literally tweeted that today. Yeah. They fucking hate you. They hate us.
I'm going to partially disagree with Leaflit on this. I don't think it's that they hate you. I think it's like they only want you to follow their ideology. It's the same thing with every SJR bullshit that is out there, where you have to walk in lockstep. You have to goose step in line with what they believe, with their ideology. And the minute you get a hair's breadth out of line, they will devour you. That's what they want. They basically want you to bow and scrape and kiss the ring, and if you don't, you are dead to them. And yeah, if you don't, then they hate you. But that's basically what they want. They want you to follow in lockstep to exactly what their thought process is, and God help you if you ever get on the line. But they want drones. They want, they want worshipers. That's effectively speaking what they're looking for here.
Because it's true. They hate us. See here, you've got Rev over here chiming in. Sorry this happened to you in your community. I'm confident more opportunities will present themselves soon enough. Unfortunately, they already did this to me and Straub a year ago.
Yeah. In contextually, yes, you're right. Leaf is correct by saying they hate you for not saying what they want. I was kind of looking at the before. Leaflit was looking at the after. It's a combination. It is a combination of the two, but you're right. Leaflit was correct in like the aftermath is if you don't do what they say, they hate you. But then what I was talking about is their requirement to work with them is you have to goose step right in line with what they want. Then they'll work with you. You get out of line, they hate you, and they cast you aside.
This is no longer some one-off moment. It's now a pattern. It is. And they have made their company a reflection of their personal ideologies. Big mistake. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck would we keep giving them money when they hate us? And the thing is, I'm not even telling. This is the funny thing, guys. This is the funny thing. Do you want to know what people that are conservative, people that are like right wing, do you want to know what we think? You know how we feel about this? Oh, your politics, whatever. Who cares? I don't really care. Just make a good product and just make a good product and don't literally say that you want people to die. Right? And they can't even they get mad at whatever. Yeah. Conservatives are just like, you do you, right? We're not even saying, it's not even that. Like, we're not even telling them to be political. We're not saying that we want them to bend the knee. All we want them to do is put the fries in the bag. That's it. Make the thing. Do the thing that you said that you're going to do. Do the thing to create value for us. And that's it. That's all we care about. You don't have to release a statement every time there's a political thing that happens. You don't have to be on the right side of history on all of it. We don't care about that. Just do your job. Right?
And that's it exactly. Is these companies have become so fucking obsessed as of late with being on, quote, the right side of history that they're no longer a business. They're basically ceasing to be a business, and they're basically becoming a propaganda machine. And yeah, you're seeing them losing money and going bankrupt because of it. Look what happened with Bud Light. Bud Light is the perfect example of where basically they may have actually learned a little bit of a lesson. You had Bud Light do that campaign with, oh fuck, I can't even remember their name. Blair, was it Blair White? I think it was that Bud Light did the campaign with. Okay. For a second, I couldn't remember the name. That's how Dylan Mulvaney. Thank you, Dylan Mulvaney. God, I could not remember the fucking name to save my life. Yeah, Bud Light did the campaign with Dylan Mulvaney, and we're just doing this huge promotion of transgenderism, and Bud Light was pairing up with them and oh yeah, we're all trans rights and all that stuff. And what happened? Yeah, Blair. Yeah, I next to him. But what happened when they did that? Bud Light caught a huge backlash from their customers. The company went to shit because of it. They lost a fuck ton of money from it. Were fortunate enough not to go under, and they went, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. Now, granted, they haven't fully come back to the point of we're a company and our whole job is to make business and not be involved in politics or societal issues. But they came back a little bit. Yeah, Gillette did the toxic masculinity ad. Advanced GG doing their thing with Rev and Straub. And now you got Mateship doing it. And they're learning very quickly that the whole right side of history thing is just an in-the-moment sociological thing that means nothing. The whole thing of this obsession with being on the right side of history, these companies are learning very quickly that having an obsession with being on the right side of history ends your company. When you switch over from making money to propagandizing to make sure that you are on what what you think is the right side of history, that's when your company goes under. And that's why you see companies, as I was saying, like GamerSops and Google Market, and there was a third one that's big in the VTuber space. It just went out of my head. I hate when that happens. But these where they're like, they stay out of the politics and sociological issue stuff. They stay the fuck out of it, and all they care about is just making good product, promoting their content creators, because they know they have a big market for it, and they know that the people that are throwing a shit fit about it aren't buying their products in the first place. When people were going after Kirche, what did GamerSups do? Nothing. Why? Because the people that were going after Kirche weren't buying GamerSups. GamerSups knew this, and they said, we don't fucking care. We are in the business of making money, so we don't care about you pissing and moaning because you're not buying our products in the first place, so why should we give a fuck what you think? And what happened? The big ol' hoopla with Kirche died off fairly quickly. They lost no sales because of it, and they're still they've only increased in in profitability and how many people they've taken in. They probably did gain sales because of it too. Like, they only benefited by basically looking at these people that were brigading against them and going, we don't care. You're not buying our shit anyway. Fuck off, Pilgrim. And they only benefited from it. Same thing probably with Hulu Market, although they may not have been, as we haven't seen too much in terms of people going after Hulu Market. GamerSups is the perfect example of a company involved in VTubers that is just like, we don't give a fuck about the politics. We don't give a fuck about the ideology. We're here to make money, and the people bitching and moaning about it don't buy our shit anyway, so it doesn't matter. And more companies need to start taking that approach. They do.
And they can't even do that. Like, they give, and the other side's just bitch, just constant bitching about everything. Nonstop, annoying Karen bitching constantly.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, well, we have to give in to these people, right? And do you want to give in to that? Then you know what?
No,
you made your bed, fucking sleep in it, right? And so I'm saying, like, fuck these guys, to be honest. I'm just being real. If they hate us like this to the point that they're gonna not deflower, they're gonna like affect people that we like for tame things, then why the fuck would we support them, right? You would have to be retarded to give them money. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I couldn't give.
And ironically enough, Leo was saying, they cave to the people that are not buying their products in the first place. And what ends up happening is the people that do buy their products in the first place see them caving to these people and go, why the hell am I going to spend money on your products now? And they end up losing their customers because they cater to their non-customers. Yeah, that's genius business. That's absolutely genius economics on their part.
A more targeted fuck you to Makeshift. To be honest. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that Asmongold is right. When he says it needs to stop, we need to escalate because this is bullshit. I totally agree with him now. Well, I mean, I've always agreed with him on that, but it's brought front and center is what I'm trying to say.
On this, I'm going to kind of disagree with Leaflit. I don't think there needs to be an escalation. I legit don't. For one very simple reason. You don't need to escalate if you just flat out ignore. Because that's the thing. The people that are causing all of these problems, these activists, these SJRs that are causing all these problems, cannot cause a problem if you flat out just ignore them. If this company, if Makeshift had flat out ignored the brigading on this and said, you're not buying our shit, we don't care, we're still going to sell, they would have still had customers, they would have still made money, and the SJRs would have lost steam in no time flat. They would have realized that their brigading campaign didn't work, and then they would have moved on inside like a couple of days and gone after someone else. And if companies and people just flat out, like somebody starts reading it then, and either you as an individual or you as a company just go, I don't care, fuck off, and that's it, and just ignore them, they will lose steam very quickly. These brigades have a half-life of like a day or two. If you don't respond after about a day or two, maybe 3, then they will lose steam. They'll lose steam. They'll realize they're not getting anywhere. They're not going to keep putting effort in because it's going to be literally beating their head against a brick wall, and they will move on to the next thing. And if the next thing does the same thing and just ignores them and just says, yeah, you're not buying anyway, we don't fucking care what you think, and just lets them then they'll, in a couple of days, they'll burn themselves on that one. They will move on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And eventually, they're not going to have anything to brigade against because anybody that they were going to brigade against is going to ignore them. They're not going to change anything, and they're going to realize nothing's fucking working. We have no one to act. We don't have a target to go after, and they're going to basically be sitting in limbo, just basically like spinning in circles, screaming into the void. So in that respect, I disagree with Leaflit that you don't need to escalate. You literally just need to detach. Just detach from. That's why I say when people come at you, it's again where I was talking about where Leaf lives on side scrollers, and she said that if someone comes at you and calls you a Nazi or fascist or whatever, and she said if you demand that they explain how you are a Nazi or fascist, whatever, and they won't be able to, and they'll roach out, whatever. It's why I disagree. And just if someone comes at you and says you're a Nazi or fascist, and you just go, I win, and exit the conversation, and don't talk to them anymore. Because if they can't, they will only do this if you are receptive to it. If you will clap back. If you don't clap back, if you don't say anything to them, then they're screaming at nothing and nothing happens. Like, bearing in mind, there is nuance to this, okay? There is nuance to this. Not every problem goes away by ignoring it. I am fully appreciative of this. That's why I'm saying that there is nuance. But in the terms of this, and in the terms of businesses that are basically coming at these companies online, brigading these companies online, and these companies cave to the online mobs and basically fuck over the content creators they work with. If you ignore the online mob, they will go away very quickly because they only can keep going if they get a reaction. If they don't get a reaction, then it is literally screaming into the void, getting no response, getting no reaction from their target. Their target just goes, I don't fucking care, go away. And then says nothing else, and they're getting no further reaction, then they can't bully them. You can't bully someone online if the person online just goes, I don't care, and says nothing else. Because they don't care, you're not affecting them. You can't bully them into submission because you're not getting a reaction from them. And then they run out of steam, and then they basically have no choice but to go find something else to go bitch about. So in that respect, I disagree with Leaflit about the escalation versus simply just cut off the argument as soon as it happens. As soon as they try and attack you, you just go, don't care, and you brick wall them. And there's literally, in terms of online, there is nothing that they can do if you just brick wall them. And again, there's nuance to this, but generally speaking, it can literally be as simple as that.
We have to do everything we can. We have to not physically, obviously, for all the retards. We have to take back the culture ourselves and create our own things. And that's where we're at, basically. And Asmongold is not wrong. Like, we have to raise a stink about it, because if we don't, then we're just going to lose everything, right? We're just going to keep losing. You got my post over here. We'll go back.
It won't. If the companies come on board with the same attitude where they stop allowing themselves to be bullied, they won't. You just need, what's going to happen, what you need to do is you need to find companies to work with that will just not care that they're in the business to make money. They're not in the business to please the reading masses that are not buying from you in the first place. You work with those companies. The companies that do bend the knee, they'll go under. The companies that don't bend the knee will rise to the top. And so those companies will be the ones that people will work with. It's literally simple as that. It is culling the weak. This is a very simple, low effort means of culling out the weak in terms of companies that will work with content creators. It like the companies that will bend and break that easily, well, they're gonna go under. The companies that won't, the companies like, yeah, we want to make money, and that's our focus. Those are the ones that are going to rise to the top, get rich, and more content creators going to work with.
To that one. Everyone, please show your support to, this one's by Straub over here. Everyone, please show your support to Celestium. I cannot imagine getting my plushie completely funded only to have the rug pulled out from under. And the thing you have to understand is, like, Celestium got over 200 people to, like, pledge to buy a plushie from them. That's not easy. Let me tell you, that's not easy. Even for me, that wouldn't be easy. So it's like she worked for that.
Impressive.
She had to,
like a plushie is not a small thing in merch. Like the way I think Makeshift is doing is, like, you run a campaign, and it's like crowdfunding. It's almost like a crowdfunding. And my guess is the plushies were like high double-digit numbers, probably like 70, 80, who knows, maybe even $90. And, with merch, you need to get a certain amount of orders in order for your item to basically go to market. If you don't get a certain amount of purchases, then it's financially, it's not viable for the company to do like a low amount. They're not going to be making a decent profit. So you have to get a certain amount. Was it $30? Okay. So it's $30. So it was $30. I have no idea what her goal was of how many orders she needed to get for the plushie to go forward and get manufactured. But it's not an insignificant amount. And for her to get 200, my guess is that she probably needed to maybe get 50 to 100. That would be my guess. Celestium probably needed maybe 50 to 100 sales of this plushie in order for it to go into production. And she got 200. That is really damn impressive. I hope if the time comes that I'm able to hook up with the company and that I can make a plushie, I can only hope that I can sell that many. If and when I'm able to actually do that myself, I can only hope that I could make that 200. Like, that's really impressive.
Like, tell everyone, she had to remind everyone constantly, like, she made posts. Like, that's how I knew about it, is because she said, hey, Leaflit, I have this campaign. Like, do you think you could, you think you could show this to people? I'm like, yeah, sure, right? She worked so hard to get those 200. And then they just said, fuck you after, right? So it's like Straub is like 100% on.
She needed 200 to get made. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's very impressive.
Hard to get those 200. And then they just said, fuck you after, right? So it's like Straub is like 100% on point here, right? It was her first ever plushie, too. Like, can you imagine that? Like, you're finally gonna, and you might not understand this, but
Oh, that would be heartbreaking. Oh my God. If I ever had the opportunity to get to do a plushie, and and my first one ever, and it meets the requirements of whatever company I'm able to work for, and it gets funded, and then the rug gets pulled out from under me, I would be devastated. That would be absolutely devastating to have that done to me. Because my goal, when I eventually am able to do merch, my goal is not to make money. Okay, I'm not looking to get into doing merch for the purposes of making money. That's not my goal. It's a wonderful side benefit, but it's not my intention. My intention when it comes to merch is just something for you guys. It's just it's fun things that you can get of me for you guys to have. It's a way you can basically have me in your home when I'm not streaming, and it's like a cup or a keychain or some stickers that you can put on your phone, or maybe even a phone case or something. It's just something for you guys to have of me when I'm not streaming. Like the money that I might make from it is honestly secondary to me. I just want something for you guys to take from my stream out of the screen for your own enjoyment. And if I ever do a plushie, I can only imagine that the first time I'm able to do a plushie and it basically gets rug pulled on me, that would be absolutely devastating, not because of the monetary gains, but because it's something that you guys want, that I want to give you guys, and all of a sudden this company decides, no, we don't like your politics or something, we're pulling the rug. Like, that would break my fucking heart because it's hurting you guys. And it would absolutely suck.
Anime fans for VTubers, a plushie is such a big deal. Like, it's such a milestone.
Yes.
I know it sounds kind of dumb, but especially for like a female creator, it's such a milestone. It's kind of like getting your first fan art, getting your first cosplay, getting your first original song.
Yeah.
It's just the same as that. It's that level of like something to be proud of, right? So like Celestium worked hard for that, got rugged, right? Like absolutely vile, right? And not even being able to give a specific tweet, yes, right?
Well, makeshift rug pulled after it was fully funded, and they're supposedly going to be reimbursing the people that put money to, like, they didn't manufacture the plusies. So they're supposedly they're going to be refunding everybody that bought in on the plushie campaign.
Right, they won't even tell her. They won't even fucking tell her which tweet it was.
Yeah.
We can just guess that it was. We can guess which tweet, what tweet it was, right? We can only guess. But anyway, another L makeshift here. You got Azahara here chiming in. Amazing, another retarded company folding like a lawn chair and fucking over a creator for not much. Yep. No Celeste plushie here with the sad. You have Samson over here. What? I'm so sorry, Celeste, but nothing, not devils nor companies nor spirits can stop the inevitable pink Whammon plush. We've got you, chum. Neven over here. That's honestly messed up. Another company folding under pressure without even being transparent. Yeah, and that's the thing is, they won't even fucking tell you. They won't even tell you what it was. Oh my god.
That's the worst part. And because they won't tell her, I do have to wonder if that is, somebody mentioned in chat earlier, I do have to wonder if Celestium could like seek out an attorney for a breach of contract. Because if they're going to exercise a clause in the contract, but they're not going to tell her what they did, what they're exercising it about, that feels like it's a violation of contract in some way. So I have to he said I have to, okay, yeah, and you're right. I would think that this is something that Celestium could look into in terms of a breach of contract. Now, the big question is, would it be worth doing so? Because herein lies the problem is, would it be beneficial to Celestium to spend money on a lawyer to investigate a breach of contract when even if she wins, the gain from that, would it even be worth it to do so? And I honestly don't know if it would be. My guess would be any gain she would get from a breach of contract probably wouldn't be all that great, and it's not worth the money she would have to spend, not worth the hassle she'd have to spend going into court or something about this. It probably would just not be a hassle, and she's probably just going to just have to take her heartache and leave.
Contrarian, thank you for 50. What the heck, man? Thank you for 50.
I don't doubt that they have a pretty tight contract. The problem is they're making a claim of breach of contract with unspecified tweets, and they're not informing her of what the breach is. So technically speaking, they could just be lying And there was no breach of contract. That nothing in her tweets actually breached contract, but they're just lying about it because people brigaded them and they're like, oh, this is problematic for us. We don't want to deal with it, so we're just going to shit can the whole thing. When there may not have actually been an actual breach of the contract. I have to wonder if that's why they're not actually specifying which tweet is resulting in them dropping her. Now, this is speculative. It is purely speculative because obviously I have no idea what's in the fucking contract. But I can surmise as a logical individual that this is shady as fuck and that something is going on here that could potentially backfire on them.
Contrarian, thank you for 50. What the heck,
right,
man?
They said it was a tweet, but they didn't say what tweet.
Thank you for 50 gift subs. I really appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna use that shit to fight back, dude. I'm not even fucking joking. I'm gonna use all of this sub money to fight these people back because I'm sick and tired of them. Anyway, even saying, I support you and I'm really sorry this happened. You didn't deserve this, right? All right, and you get dreadnoughts here as well, and there's a bunch of people chiming in here. Anyway, back to my post over here. Let's make a better one. Celestium saying, heck yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fucking doing it. Angel Sword, we are going to fully fund the full investment for Celestium Fumo. We don't give a fuck about these people. And it's not even about making money at this point. It's about fuck these assholes. So we're going to do it. We don't care.
Wait, is Angel Sword Leaflit's company? Is that Leaflit's company? That's amazing. That's amazing that Leaflit's like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. That is fan-fucking-tastic. I love it. Absolutely love it.
About people's politics. Don't give a shit, really.
I know about the TTRPG. I know about that.
Literally telling people, saying you want people to die. We don't care. So fuck them, right? So anyway, we're working with Celestium to do that. We're probably gonna go into production. So like I have so much experience making plushies now. I had a business call with Celestium like right before stream. That was why I was a little bit late, by the way, because I was having a little business chat with Celestium. A fight, you say? True. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go into production like as soon as we can to make it like as perfect for her as possible. So fuck them. Papa Caps, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Here's my broke ass contribution to the cause. No, don't worry about it, man. Just buy the plushie when it comes out. Just use your money for that, and that will support Celestium as well. Big News Smoker, thank you so much for the bits. Fuck these losers, more Fumos. Yeah, I've been working a lot, getting more plushies done. I'm like a Fumogul, if you will. I got 16 boxes of Fumos coming here. There's 16 boxes of Fumos coming to the shop. We have another 10 boxes after that later. And then we actually have one more collab Fumo coming out. I can't announce it yet, but I'm trying to do collab Fumos with people, just like to get Fumos for people that I like, basically. So we have, I've got the Fumo making engine. I've got it ready. And if these makeshift people, if they want to do this to Rev, Straub, and now Celestium, we'll just make our own Fumos. Take back the culture. Yep, that's the plan. All I want is like you guys to support Celestium, like support her like in whatever way you can, because this is freaking annoying as hell. Like I'm so pissed. I'm so annoyed at these people. Like for real. Like I'm tired of it. I'm just so tired of it. What's a Fumo? You're wondering? Fumo sounds big. It's like it just has like a specific face. They look like this. We've got like a bunch of them, but they kind of have like this face. But we have a bunch of them. We have a bunch of new ones coming in soon too, and they're 9 inches tall. They're really tall. They're big. Dude, I was talking to people about making a drink company too, like a fucking drink powder company. Cause I'm so fucking done, dude. Really? I'm so done with these people. The Fumogul is expanding her empire because dropship is trash. Dude, it's like the only reason. Like our store, the Angel Sword store is like, it was just meant for fans. It wasn't really meant as like a monetary engine, but it's like, it's like I gotta use it now, right?
Big.
You really want to do the drink company? Well, like one of those like powder drink things, but it seems like there's other people wanting to do that, so I'll let them handle it because I'm not an energy drink person, so I'm inspired to be the one Asian to rule them all. Dude, I don't want to rule anything. That's the thing. I don't want to rule. Guys, I don't want to do this. They're forcing me to do it. You know what I mean, chat? Like, I don't want to do it. I want to play tabletop games. I want to play tabletop games, talk about philosophy and meme. That's what I want to do. But these fuckers are, dude, they're like attacking my village. You know what I mean? They're attacking my fucking village. The greatest rulers never want to be in charge. Dude.
Wait, I just realized something. Oh my god, she's like, they're attacking my village. Anybody else getting the feeling of a certain anime involving a slime as the protagonist? Eh? I mean, anybody else just get that feeling about the slime protecting its village? Yeah, young. Leaflit is turning into Rimmer Tempest. Fucking love it.
I hate being in charge. It's the worst. You want to know why I started Angel Sword in the first place? You guys want to know? It's going to sound so stupid. So, like, first off, the tabletop RPG. I wanted to make the tabletop and, like, kind of an homage to, like, all of the TTRPGs I've played, to the Angel Sword campaign. All of this is just, like, an homage to, like, Angel Sword, like the campaign, long-running TTRPG campaign that I've done. The reason I wanted to add VTubers to it is because I wanted teammates. Because I know I'm too weird to join like a corp, like a regular corp. I'm too much of a freak to join like a VTuber corp. But I still wanted teammates. It's the whole reason. So I just like became the corp. Does that make sense? But I don't like it. Like I don't like being in charge. I hate it actually. It's the worst. God is putting you in a position to make a difference. Leaf says, GGG, dude. You want to know something weird? So there was this thing I was gonna do, right? The only reason I'll talk about it is because it's kind of relevant and it's not gonna happen anyway, right? So that's the only reason I'm gonna talk about it. Because like normally I don't really talk about church service and stuff like that. I don't really talk about that stuff because, you know, obvious reasons. I was helping a church with their social media. All right. And I was gonna like help them with like YouTube optimization and all of this stuff. Like I was like helping them with that, right? Nice. And yeah, I was like making shorts for them and stuff like that. And then what happened was the pastor talked to me like a year ago, and I finally was like, okay, like let's get this going so I can help with the stuff. A bunch of roadblocks happened. You know, like a bunch of roadblocks happened. There was like another person that was like working on it, and like they started doing like what would have been my job, and I was kind of like, who the fuck is Leaflit? And I was like wondering if like, is there a reason this is this happening because God doesn't want me to do it? And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, does God not want me to do that? Wants me to focus more on, like, this stuff? Now, I wonder if that's what it is. So I just said, you know what? If that's how it is, then that's how it is.
I love the fact that she's milking the shit out of that audio clip from Asmongold. I love that she's just absolutely milking it for her follow alerts. I'm pretty sure that's her follow alert. I fucking love that.
I'm not gonna, like, stress about it, right? I hate being in charge, dude. I just want to support, you know? I want to be a healer. I don't want to tank. But anyway, the point, what I'm trying to say is like, you know, these companies suck and they hate you. Just know that. Just be aware. You know what I mean? Like, really take that in, that they hate you. They hate you so much. They just want you to give them money, but they hate you.
Oh, that is so great that she's going to be helping out Celestium like that and just setting her up with her own plushie. That is fantastic that she's doing that. That is just so sweet of her and so nice of her. And I love it.